Have you ever looked at an inexpensive set of tools and wondered just what you were getting for your money? Today I have a review for you of a ring making toolkit from BB Craft. I'll tell you all about each piece in the kit and give you my opinions as to the quality and just what it's worth. Hey there creative people, Sandy here. Welcome to another Friday Findings video at keepsakecrafts.net. The nice folks at BB Craft contacted me and wanted to know if I was interested in taking a look at some of their other products. One of the sets of tools that they had that intrigued me was their ring making toolkit, and it includes these 5 products, which I'm going to go over with you. I was especially excited about this ring clamp because I have seen so many uses for it and kind of wished I had one. 3 of these things I already own, and I'll do a comparison for you of the ones I have versus the ones that came in the kit. Now, one of the things that came in the kit that I don't have, and I'm not sure how much use I'm going to get out of, is this the ring sizer stick. That cracks me up. It's not a stick at all, but that's okay. I wouldn't do nearly as well in Chinese as they do in English. I can see where this would be useful if you make a lot of rings. Let me just clear a little room here. If you make a lot of rings, if you make them for custom orders, of course if you do, you may already own one of these. It just has all of the sizes up to, let's see, 13, which is a pretty big ring. I mean, let's see, the base of my thumb is barely, that's a pretty big ring. So if you're making rings for men and then little itty bitty rings, I honestly have no idea what this is. Is this just part of their logo, maybe? Because there's a sticker on the ring clamp like that. Maybe that's their logo. I was trying to figure out, is it telling you good job? Is it telling you don't get your thumb stuck in there? I wasn't sure. Maybe it's just their logo. But anyways, this one, I don't know how much I would use it in my creativity because I don't make a lot of rings, and if I do, I usually make them for myself. I could see it being useful because you can just slip it on and see. Gosh, that must be just about a 7. Yeah. And you get the middle sizes. You get -7, 7. So does that mean half size? I'm not sure if that was a half size. One thing I did think of is if you don't make rings but you do other creative things, now you have a whole bunch of circle templates that you can trace or press into things like polymer clay or something like that, I suppose. Like I said, it's not something I do a lot, but I can see it being useful on occasion. It also comes with a tool that I use a lot. They call them wrapping pliers. I call mine bail making pliers. Here's the ones that I bought. These aren't, a super fancy, expensive brand. I probably paid somewhere between $10 and $15 for them. They're a Beadsmith brand, and they've worked great for me. These ones, right off the bat, I noticed. Can you see? The action is not smooth at all. It's kind of unpleasant to use, so I didn't really care for that. They're very, very similar in size. Mine are 10, 7, and 5 millimeter, and I think these are 10 and almost 8 and almost 6 millimeters. So they're pretty close. One thing I like about my Beadsmith pliers is this jaw over here has a plastic sleeve that came with it. So when you're wire wrapping something like a bail, something for a piece of jewelry, it's not going to dent your wire. This just has the flat, bare metal. And if you're doing something with round wire, if you have to grip it really hard, it's possible that you will make a dent in your metal wire. So these, they just don't feel nice. I definitely like these. Are smooth, and I use these all the time. So while this is a great tool to have, I don't know that it's the best version possible. Another tool that I was very excited to get my own is this ring mandrel. A really handy tool to have, a metal ring mandrel. However, this one has some pretty deep grooves. Sorry if that noise made you crazy, but I just wanted to... It's got like ridges in it, and then it's got these deep grooves. It has the sizes in, let's see, on this size it's the US sizes, like I was talking about, 7, 9, and also in millimeters on this side. And then on this side, I think it's European. I think it says it on the box somewhere. French calibration, and the numbers in circumference, and the diameter in millimeters. Yes, this is the, next to the US is the diameter in millimeters. And I actually checked these against each other. So let's see, this is a number 9. And I put it on there. Did I read that wrong? Here it is. Oh, yeah, 9. So you can see the 9. I'm looking at the wrong number. And that is pretty accurate, I'd say. Let's check that. That's -8. So let's see what that is. Okay, yeah, that is a half size. So that is what that little hyphen means. So that's an 8.5. Yeah, 9 is about 19 millimeters in diameter. So that's good to know. Other than that and having these sizes, I think this mandrel is of limited use. Just for checking the size, this is my ring mandrel that I bought some time ago. What I love about this is its weight. Yes, if somebody breaks into your home, grab your ring mandrel. It's a serious weapon. This ring mandrel weighs 1 pound 9 ounces. This one weighs 6 3/4 ounces. This one you can work on. You can hammer on it. You can do techniques like wrapping your ring smaller than you need it to be and then hammer it down so that you have a texture on it, and hammer it down to the right size. You can work on this because it's round all around. It's not graduated or stepped. The embossed lines really aren't going to make any difference in your work. Whereas on this one, you've got those 2 flat sides, and they kind of dip in too. So I would find this of limited use for working. The only thing I would use it for would be sizing, which I can do with this. And then there are polishing cloths that came. And a polishing cloth seems like a great idea. It says, uses an ordinary cloth on lightly tarnished silver and silver plate to obtain a brilliant polish with a long-lasting protection against tarnish. The cloth remains effective as long as it's not washed. Okay, so I did a little test because I am a huge fan of these Pro Polish pads, and I was wondering how these compared. So here's a bracelet that I made a while back. I'll have a link to the video. It shows you how to make it. Now you can see, like on the inside, this copper has gotten a little tarnished. So I did this. Can you see how bright and shiny this is? I did 20 strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 20 on this side with the Pro Polish pad. And you can really see how shiny that is. On this side, I did 40 strokes with this. And there's another 20. And you're starting to see the shine. Let's take this and do 1, 4. There. Look at that. So I'm not really impressed with these. They will work, but it takes a lot more effort. So you can see how quickly this is shining it up. Not that I really want my copper to be shiny. Actually, I kind of like it tarnished. But I wasn't impressed with these. You get 10 of these in the package. Honestly, when I was selling jewelry, if I sold a piece of silver or copper jewelry, I would usually throw a Pro Polish pad in. I don't know that I'd throw these in. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I'm just not impressed, and I like that this is so much less work. So, finally we come to the reason I ordered the kit. which is the ring clamp. It's a really simple design. It's actually been around a long time. It's just two pieces of wood clamped together with a band of metal around the middle, and they're hinged. And you have two jaws. One has straight edges and one has slightly rounded edges, although they're pretty straight too. And both of them have leather glued on the inside. Then you get a wedge, and this is what does the work. So if I wanted to work on a piece of jewelry, I could put it in the jaws, and the leather is going to protect it so it doesn't wreck it. And then you just stuff that wedge up in there. And this, you can actually press it a little bit more. This is not going anywhere. That is in there so very firmly. And it's especially nice if you have something like a ring. Well, here, show you a ring. If I wanted to work on a ring, if I were filing or setting the stone, or polishing even, or engraving, it would be tough. I mean, when you hold it in your fingers, first of all, because of the shape, it kind of moves and bends. It's hard to hold it solidly. It's very easy to get your fingers with the tool, so you end up filing your fingers or sanding or polishing your fingers. But with the ring clamp, you can just pop it in there. And I'm not concerned about my gold ring because I've got the leather there padding it. And then you can work on it. What's nice is that you've got your whole hand here that you can hold onto it comfortably. You don't have to squeeze or grip. This is doing all the squeezing and gripping for you. You just hold onto it like this, and then you can do your work. Now, what if you don't work on rings? Why do you need a ring clamp? Well, what if you do wire work? Have you ever tried to hold on to just a piece of wire even? Like, this is pretty heavy gauge wire. I remember making this bracelet, and these are some pretty heavy loops, and then I did some wire wrapping here. It would have been nice to have just held it in something like this. Held it nice and steady with one hand while I did the other work and had it clamped in place. If you have a jeweler's bench with a bench pin, you can modify these to fit right into your bench pin and make working so much easier. I'll put up a video of a fellow who demonstrated just a whole bunch of different things that you can do with the clamp. You can also use it to hold pretty much anything that isn't going to have a problem with being clamped tightly in jaws. If you had a piece of polymer clay that you wanted to drill or polish or buff, you'd have to test it out and make sure that it wasn't going to break, because polymer clay is plastic after being baked. So anytime, if you're sawing, filing, drilling, polishing, have you ever done wire weaving where you have two or more strands that you want to hold parallel while you do your wire weaving? This is awesome for that. A ring clamp is the perfect thing for that, because then you don't have to fiddle with tape and everything to hold those wires just right. They're going to be clamped in the ring clamp. So there's all kinds of great uses for it, just all different things that you can hold on to. I'm very excited about using this, so I give it a thumbs up. Now let's talk about price. I just looked it up on Amazon as of December 5th. I'm recording this video. And this whole set of 5 items is $36.99 on Amazon. Actually, on the BB Craft website, it's $34.99. So you should check those prices, because they do tend to fluctuate, I've noticed. Now, you probably got the impression from my review that I'm not really thrilled with the quality of these. So for, say, $35, you get these 5 pieces. What if you want to up the quality? Well, this stainless steel ring mandrel, ungrooved and unmarked, is $19.50. A set of 20 Pro Polish pads is $9.95. And a set of beadsmith bail making pliers, ring loop making pliers, is $12.99. I found a ring clamp similar to this for around $8. You can get one out of mahogany for $12. And I found a finger size gauge for around $6. You can pay up to $12 again for something that is maybe a little better quality. So for another $20, $55.96, you can get these 5 pieces in what I think is probably a little better quality. So for $20 more. Or if you want to get a slightly, a mahogany ring clamp, a harder wood, and maybe a higher end set of finger size gauges, another $10 above that. So for less than twice the money, and maybe that's a deal breaker for you. Maybe you only have $35 and these will do what you want them to do. For me, the deal breaker really is the quality of the ring mandrel and the pliers. These are just unpleasant to use. No, these are mine. These are just unpleasant to use. I don't care for them. I wouldn't enjoy using them, and nice quality tools are important. And the Pro Polish pads too. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I have these, I love them, they work so much better. I don't even know what I'm going to do. So all that being said, I don't know that I think the kit is that great a deal considering the quality. I'll leave that decision up to you. I do thank BB Craft for sending along these products for me to take a look at and review. We all have our different, pain points for price, what we can tolerate as far as quality and what we desire to pay as far as price. So I'll leave that up to you.